Welcome to Freeform Friday. On today's Hot Sheet, I answer questions from viewers, and we've got our live call number up. Today is Friday, August 25th, 2023. I am Byron Lazine, and the Hot Sheet starts now. All right, we've got a free format Friday. We're going to be taking calls for the first time here on the Hot Sheet. We've got the number. Let's put that into the comments, Bobby. The number is I'll give out the number in here just a second once we're ready to take calls. But the number's coming in 2 minutes. Let me know which market you are tuning in live from. I'm back from Dallas. I'm here in Naples myself. Thank you. Somebody, I didn't see the name there, but somebody said Bam Bash was the bomb. Lenny, glad you had a good time. I don't know. We had so many people to Bam Bash. I don't know if I caught a little something there or somewhere else, but I am got a little bit of a sniffle going on, but that's okay. We're gonna still produce this Hot Sheet as well as Knowledge Brokers podcast later today. Lisa Chinati caught something too, so she's skipping Knowledge Brokers podcast. But I know we've got one question from the week that we're gonna hit there. It's been a week where we saw the 30-year hit as high as 7.49. Okay, that hit on Tuesday. That's been the high, obviously, of the week, high of the year, and the high of the last 23 years. We did see it dip down in the last couple days to 736, and then up a tick yesterday to 737. So that's really the big news of the industry, news of the real estate housing market. The Freddie Mac 30-year fixed weekly came in at 7.23. It's a big jump. Some people like the weekly better. The Freddie Mac 30-year fixed weekly survey. That's the highest we've seen there in a couple of decades as well. So that's the story on the 30-year. The 10-year today is ticking back up. So we're still just sitting in that 425 plus range. And, who knows where we'll end up today, but it may be up a tick again today. All right. I know we had a question that we saved, Bobby. So let's get into that question, and then we'll give out the number, which the number is, if you're going to put it, if you can put the phone number in the chat, Bobby.
The number is scrolling across the bottom of our screen right now, ladies
and
gentlemen.
Call in 203-548-0417. So we're going to take some live calls today. Could be anything we talked about during the week or anything else on your mind. So this question here earlier in the week, Jennifer Zoller and Michelle from MKE Real Estate, question for Friday. Days on market this year is consistent with every year for the last 10 years, except 2021, 2022, which were way lower. Why days on market higher this year, 2023, than 21, 22? Inventory is low, absorption is low. And then in parentheses here from Azuki City in Wisconsin. Okay, so listen, I don't know if you're talking, and I don't know if Jennifer or Michelle is on here this morning. If you are, I'd love maybe either call in, we can work through it, or leave another comment. But I don't know if you're talking about your particular market when you say days on market this year is consistent with every year for the last 10 years. That wouldn't be true. I mean, 10 years ago, 2013, days on market was much higher than it sits today on a national level. And certainly the markets that I have deep knowledge of, I think about the Northeast in particular, the days on market were extremely high 10 years ago. So the last 2 years, remember, 2022 was actually the all-time lowest inventory year. So, and somebody here, Michael, says days on market in his market is 6 days, which is absurd. 6 days is wild. But 2013, we had high days on market. Okay, almost across the country. We were just coming out of it. 2012 was really the bottom of the real estate market. Now, 2022, just last year, was the all-time low in inventory. Okay, so now we're near all-time low. Okay, active inventory is negative right now year over year, but we hit a bottom last year of about 240,000 active listings according to Altos. Okay, Altos Research. We're sitting right now in the 490,000. I know Monday's hot sheet, we went over it. Monday was what, the 21st? Yeah, so here's what we went over on Monday's hot sheet, that we're sitting at 496,000 right now, active listings. Same week last year was 551. So we're negative year over year at this moment. But the inventory bottom for last year was 240,000, which if you just look at this one, the blue line being, or I'm sorry, the green line being 2022, right here on the green line, if I can get my marker up, right here on the green line, this is the all-time low that we've ever experienced in inventory. So we've been essentially for the majority of this year above, that all-time low period, which was this range here. Now, as we get into the seasonality of an increase in inventory, we haven't accelerated as fast as we did last year in 2022 at this moment, which is why we're over here, right? And that's because last year the interest rates went up so violently. They went up so fast. Jeremy in Austin, which I'll be in a couple weeks in Austin, I believe 2 weeks from today. There's a link down below, Elite Agents event that Jeremy's hosting in Austin. 66. Leave the comment up, Bobby, so I can read that. But if you're going to be in the Austin area or in Texas, make sure you go to that event.
We actually have Jeremy on the line right now.
Byron. We have Jeremy on the line. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Jeremy, you're live with Byron.
Jeremy, by the way,
hey Byron, how's it going?
How sick is it going to be two weeks from Friday, or from today? I mean,
I'm pretty excited about it after Van Bash and Jimmy Mackin talk at Summit. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, Jimmy Mackin's going to be there, myself, the broke agent, amongst many other great minds. So I can't wait to do that with you. So I didn't see the comment because Bobby took it down, but what do you got? 66.7% of agents, Austin, have sold 2 homes or less in 2023. But I mean, so days on market doesn't impact them. It could be 100 days on market. Doesn't sound like this market's working for a lot of agents in Austin.
Yeah, what's the crazy is less than 2% have sold over 14 homes. So I just want to get your take on that. Agents, do you think, are going to be in serious trouble and out of the business this year if they don't do something about it?
Yeah, we were both at the summit with Tom this week, and Tom made the statement that we only need 158,000 agents, and we're sitting, the numbers are always about 1.5 million. I just think you're going to see a lot of agents in Austin, Jeremy, that might be on the MLS today, but might be, picking up a waitressing job or a bartending job or some other job in your community, and you might see a lot of that. And it comes down to just those agents aren't in the right environment to actually learn how to do the business. We were talking about this in the walkthrough where it's like, I want to be around extraordinary people. It's why I'm looking forward to your event in 2 weeks. I want to be around winners all the time, because then I'm going to elevate up into that level, bring my skill level up, learn from the people that are doing it. What you're doing in Austin is incredible. In one of the markets that's been more of a challenge across the country than other markets. Still, obviously super desirable and all of that. But I think it comes down to how easy it is to get in, not getting yourself around. I heard Patrick Bet David, who's a big insurance guy, heard something from him. You've got to strengthen numbers. You've got to figure out a way to get around people, whether it's the team environment, building people around you, having the right vendors. Got to have strength in numbers in this market. And so I would imagine a large percentage of those agents are just kind of trying to, they probably don't have brokerage support and they're just trying to do everything on their own. And that's going to be very challenging right now. Jeremy, thanks for the call. There's a link down below for Jeremy's event in Austin. If you're going to be in the Austin area or you want to pop in 2 weeks from today, Elite Agents, link down below to hit that up. Going back to the days on market, because I just want to finish this train of thought here. So going back to last year, and you can put the comment, Bobby, back up, or once I stop sharing my screen, you can put that one back up. Just going back to where we were last year in 2022, in the beginning of the year, That was an all-time low moment for inventory. So days on market this year aren't surprising that they're increasing. We've been sitting around a high, interest rate for the entire year, higher than what the 2021, 2022 were. Last year, when we violently increased the rates, you saw inventory shoot up, a sharp reaction to it. Now it shot right up from extremely low. Pop the comment back up, Bobby. So if people are just jumping in, they know which comment I'm referencing here. This is from MKE Real Estate, Jennifer and Michelle. Days on market this year consistent with every year for the last 10 years. I don't agree. 10 years ago, days on market was much higher. Maybe in your market, that's not the case. But 2021, 2022, way lower. Days on market higher in 23 than in those markets. Now, days on market is still incredibly low historically. If we just go look at supply, months of supply sitting in the low threes, according to NAR, we went over that number this week. That's well below the normal market, which would be 6 months of supply. Sitting at 3.2 months of supply is still really low. Properties are still moving incredibly fast. I think days on market right now are 20 days, according to the NAR agent poll across the country. We had somebody in the chat here, Michael, said his market was 6 days. That's not really healthy. 30 days on market is quite fine. There's nothing wrong with 30 days on market. Jody, OKC, July 22 is 17 days on market. July 23 is 32 days on market. So you saw a pop there year over year. However, we have more inventory, increased by almost 200 more homes for sale in 2023. When we have an increase in inventory, and so Jody's market has an increase in inventory year over year. Now we know that we don't have an increase, year over year on active listings right now. That's due to the all-time low new listing tracking that we're experiencing this year, not the all-time low actives, which was hit last year. But when you have an increase in inventory, you typically will get an increase in days on market, especially when you have less affordability right now that we're experiencing due to 7.5 or 7.37 as it ended the day yesterday on the 30-year rate. We've got less buyers that can meet today's affordability requirement. Doesn't mean prices are going to drop even as days on market increases. This is an important component to educate about the housing market. Just because days on market is going up a little bit, just because we're experiencing inventory go up, we're not going to see a sharp decline across the board in prices. And in fact, yesterday we covered it on the hot sheet. Barbara Corcoran says we could see a 10 to 15% pop in home prices. She's in the Zillow camp that has 6% increases over the next 18 to 24 months. A double-digit increase is what Zillow's predicting as well, because as that interest rate comes down, more people can afford. We're sitting on these low inventory numbers, and then the market can pop again. 42% of homeowners do not have a mortgage. Okay. 91% are under 5%. So the homeowner is strong. You're not going to see prices go up even as inventory for the current sellers starts to tick up a little bit with where we're on the rates. North Texas. This is also why, and leave Dawn's up because I'll address it in a second. This is also why, by the way, if you want to call in the show, we're taking callers. That number is scrolling on the bottom. And it's also 203-548-0417, 203-548-0417 if you want to call in with a question. But all right, and I'll get to Dawn's here in just a second. This is also why I think there is an opportunity to be a buyer right now. I use my sister sometimes as the example. She is senior editor at BAM, by the way, Vanessa Bowman, and she just booked a property to view today. She's been looking for 3 years. I think right now, if she can get a good number, a good payment, we're going to have to press on the mortgage. We're going to have to go back and forth between two mortgage professionals to see where we can get the lowest number. But if she can get an opportunity right now to find the right property in this window of a 7.5% rate, she may find less competition. She's been looking for 3 years. She's been, in her market that she's searching, and we're talking about 20, 30 offers on most of the properties. So it's been very hard to get a deal. It's going to be easier to get a deal right now. You pay the higher rate. If the number on the mortgage payment is affordable and it's not going to impact, lifestyle, become a homeowner. She's going to be in the area the plan is with her and her husband be in the area for a long time. So I think that's an opportunity for buyers right now as days on market goes up. It's a great coaching point for us with the buyers that have been in our database. Dawn, North Texas had a huge increase in days on market in February 23 to 53 plus, and now back to 33 for resale homes. So it's come down actually. Days on market went way up February, seasonality, now back to 33, which is interesting because we'll see what happens going forward with usually you have a seasonality increase now. Back to 2015, this is pretty same, 29 to 33 for July. So interesting there. I know in Dawn's general area, it's one of the more affordable that actually we're on the list here, Dawn. Your market was on the list for being one of the more affordable markets in the country right now. So not surprising that you've actually seen that number drop in. If you want to call in and have a question, we've got the number up. First call-in show 203-548-0417. It's 203-548-0417. And I'll just go through maybe some of the other big thoughts here as we close out the week that I had on the hot sheet. I did think that Barbara's, if you missed yesterday's hot sheet, go back and listen to it. I'm curious if anybody's listening to the replays on the pod or just on YouTube, but I know some people are listening to the pod, but I don't know if you missed the live show. Do you go and do it on YouTube or do you go to the pod? Love to know from you guys what you're doing there. But yesterday's Barbara Corcoran's take on prices could just pop again. It's so against the norm of what the headlines are trying to read that there's going to be a potential issue with price. And you see 10 to 15%, that should be a wake-up call for people who are passionate about buying a home and are just waiting and waiting and waiting. Living in New Jersey, the bar needs to be raised way higher to get a license. Yeah, or to keep the license. Maybe it doesn't need to be that much higher to get a license. I mean, I tend to agree with the general consensus there, and it's not a standardized thing across the country. Now, I know, like in Florida, for example, where I'm sitting right now, like most states, it's pretty easy to get a license. A little harder actually in Florida than most states, but it is harder to keep the license than in some states. They're very strict on the deadlines. Like some states, if you miss a continuing ed or something, you have a little bit of a buffer zone. Like Florida, there's just they'll just shut you down and you got to go restart the whole process again. I think there needs to be a standard of keeping the license. I know TF, we were out there in Dallas this week. Great conference, by the way. Always enjoy that. He's very passionate about selling a standard. He didn't talk about it too much on stage, but I got a chance to spend some time with him Monday morning at Dallas National. By the way, you ever get a chance to play Dallas National if you're a golfer, that's an unbelievable course. He thinks that you should have to sell a minimum standard of homes. Now, I'm not in disagreement with that, but there are also other uses for a real estate license, and maybe selling a minimum requirement of homes isn't the whole piece of the puzzle there. Okay, I'm not saying like Jeremy's stat, which was mind blowing. Jeremy actually sent me some stats on this. Listen to this in Austin, which is where I'll be in 2 Fridays from today at Jeremy's event. Link down below if you want to join us. These stats here. And I should post it let me post it to the screen because they're unbelievable, these stats. Let me just get it over to my iPad here and I'll post the numbers. This is straight from his Austin board of realtors. Okay. 19,893 realtor members are a part of ABOR. I'm assuming that's Austin Board of Realtors. 9,623 agents have sold 0 homes in 2023. 50% of agents have not sold a home this year. 10,270 agents sold at least one home in 2023. So, 50-50 on the one home. 6,544 agents sold at least two homes in 2023. So 1 out of 3 agents have sold at least two homes. Okay. Two homes, not going to put you above the poverty line. Nothing like that. I guess maybe you could have a big $20 million sale or something, but 4,628 agents sold at least 3 homes, which is roughly one sale every other month. So 1 out of 4 agents sell 3 homes or more in Austin. By the way, these are going to be similar to your MLS. This isn't like just Austin, right? 1,500 basically sold at least 7 homes, which is roughly one sale per month so far this year. So they're on track for 12 homes, 7.4. That's only 7.4%. 394 agents sold at least 14 homes, which is roughly 2 sales a month. That's 2%. It's just mind blowing. 2% of sales. Jeremy says, what advice for teams that are looking to hire? Right now, my advice would be to what was working 2 years ago is not going to work today. Okay. And certainly been the case with what we're looking at with the team in Connecticut. What worked 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where you had a lot of people, the beginning of COVID, teachers, health professionals, a lot of restaurant workers that were very frustrated with how they were being treated during the beginning of COVID. Maybe they were forced to work remote. Maybe they weren't allowed to work at all. They were shut down. And you could really go out and get some brand new agents that were going to be a very valuable resource to your team, who were going to be committed to the process of learning and picking up the business. Today, not all, but there are some brand new agents that I would be very slow in hiring. I'd be very skeptical. You could put a brand new agent into that market. That market was moving fast. They could learn very fast. They could get some deals done very quickly and then build upon that and get that downhill momentum. Today, for teams looking to hire, I'd be attacking the experienced agents. So I'd look at this here. And if I'm a team leader in Austin, I'd download. I can't. Can I draw on this? No, I don't have it in the right spot. But I'd be looking at these 1,471 agents that sold at least 7 homes. And I'd be looking at the 4,600 sold at least 3 homes. Okay, those are on pace for 6. The ones that have sold 7 are on pace for 12. So you've got 4,600, 1,400. I would download all those names, those 6,000 names or so, and I'd be reaching out and creating relationships with those 6,000, because those are the ones that are showing me they want to be in the business. They're passionate about real estate. They're doing some deals, but they're not doing enough to feel really safe about 2024. So I'd invite them to my meetings. I'd have conversations with them. I would be doing one-on-one conversations, having coffee. Those are the agents. Those are the agents that should be at your event, by the way, in 2 Fridays from today, which I'll be at in Austin with the link down below. Those are the agents I'd be talking to. The ones that have some level of experience that this market isn't going to impact. What do you got, Bobby?
Byron, we have a agent out of LA looking to call and ask a question here. I'm going to put him through.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are live with Byron.
Hey, Byron, first time or long time caller, actually.
I love it.
This is Eric Simon, your partner.
Oh, jeez.
How's it going?
Eric, what are you doing up this early?
Up this early.
I know you're
I do have a question, though, for you.
What do you got?
I was at the Tom Ferry Summit, and TF was talking about rates possibly hitting 9 in the next year or so. I'm going to buy a house right now. Do you think Ann and I should keep holding off and I should stay in this miserable little condo with myself and our 80 Golden Doodle? Or do you think we should just pull the trigger starting soon?
Well, you're going to be looking in LA, knowing that you're looking in LA. And after the dinner I had with John Graham and Lauren from, they're working the Beverly Hills market. I don't think you're looking up in the hills, right, Eric?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
And,
no.
Unless BAM sells for $200 million in the next couple, which possibly could.
So I know he does a lot of luxury, but his take on LA was interesting. He's like, it just keeps getting worse. So just and all the different variables about what's going on, like that, you can refer to that Nordstrom video that is trending. He is like, I don't know when it's going to get better. So he's experiencing in the high end days on market going up quite a bit. It's very expensive to hold those properties. He says 1 to 2 million is still moving, but it's moving slower than it was just the last couple of years. I believe that, you'd want to talk to a local professional there, but that trend is going to continue throughout the winter. And this is different than most markets, okay? Because the city isn't doing a good job to take care of their current residents, that you might find better deals in LA this winter, going into next year. Now, I'd be actively looking right now because I think 7.5% and what they're experiencing right now can also change. So I'd be actively looking. I think there's less competition than there's been in the last 3 years. I also don't know if we're going to hit 9%. Nobody does. That was a little shocking to hear that. The high number you hear is 8%. Zillow says if it goes to 8%, transactions are going to drop to 3.3 million seasonally annually adjusted, which we're up just at about 4 million. We're only 0.5% away from that. A lot less people can afford 8% than can 7% or 6%. It gets to 9%. Yeah, you're going to have even less competition in a market that's already extremely high. I don't know that it hits 9%. I'd be looking now, but
good thing I know a really good licensed realtor out in Los Angeles. He might be the #1 agent with us, and his name is Eric Simon. Maybe I'll just
yeah,
be back
wow,
in introduction
that
deal for myself.
Yeah, that'd be the guy I'd be calling there. All right, Eric. Hopefully we're gonna have some some good content here today up on nowbam.com. I'm sure you got a lot of work ahead of you, right?
We always do. All right,
Eric.
Bam Camp, September 20th. Everybody be there.
Yes, Bam Camp, September 20th. Limited tickets left. And I did see, Bobby, we answered Jennifer and Michelle's question. I saw them in the comment. I don't know if they had a follow-up to that. They might have missed it. They came in late.
Yeah, Jennifer and Michelle just said thank you for answering the questions.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, thanks, guys. This was fun. And we'll do this every Friday. We'll see how this goes. It's free format Friday. Let me know especially if you're on the replay. I know so many people do watch on the replay. So, let me know in those comments, your thoughts on this format. If you're into this, if you're just like how we do it on Monday through Thursday, let me know so I can get some good feedback. If you're not a BAMX member, that's where you can get the most out of our content every single week and our community. You can use code HOT to get 10% off of BAMX. That link is down below. Love to see you in the community as early as this afternoon so we can connect there. Have a great Friday. We'll see you back here on Monday. Until then, toodaloo.